May you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.
Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard. the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies versus the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever.
Oh, wow. All right. Wasn't prepared for that. No, we're fine. We're live. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. I'm your host, PK, with the Blvd Bullies. It's the longest-running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel. And that's not saying much because there's only 3. And this one is the B show. Obviously, we got the flagship show.
Oh, come on.
Yep. But, Sean.
What?
We are amidst a week of complete peace treaty. What do you call it? Like a
armistice.
An armistice. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because Brian is not on the show this week, so there's no reason to argue. There's no reason to yell. He's preparing.
People are getting sick of it.
He's preparing for his nuptials on Friday and the party that one of the 3 of us will undoubtedly get drunk and ruin on Saturday. I think I am the favorite. Larry close behind me, and Sean a distant third as far as probability of wedding ruining goes. Let's get to the intros, ladies and gentlemen. The Deathmatch Doctor, a man who went to Deathmatch Medical School and graduated in the same class as Servino. A man
Magnum cum laude.
Magnum cum laude. A man who has been practicing the bongos of Brian's dead uncles all week.
I couldn't believe it.
Couldn't believe it. Revelations were had. Times were had also last week. Sole proprietor and owner of Ringside Relics. Follow on all social media platforms. The voice of Outlaw Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, Ringside Sean.
What's up, y'all? It's a pleasure to be here as always. It feels like the storm has passed and we have a nice week ahead of us, so let's enjoy it.
The storm is, we're going to have a nice, chill, calm episode. Nobody, I don't think, is going to be smoking garbage bags full of weed.
No.
Yeah.
But hey, Brian, we miss you, dude.
We miss you. And
We miss you,
congratulations.
dude.
Brian. Chad Minis isn't even watching this week.
He's not even missing. Yeah, he's not even watching. He's following to see any updates that you might be giving.
I definitely have some questions about that, so we'll get into that later, though. But please continue with the introduction.
So strange.
A lot to talk about. GCW ran about 500 shows in 2 days.
A million shows in 1 week. In 1 day.
And my the second and final co-host, last but not least, my wrestling father, CZW Hall of Famer, former boat owner, Showcase Showdown winner. I love that shirt too, Zombie Boss Man.
Oh my God. Electric Zombie, what's he called? They did Boss Man, they did Legion of Doom, they did Jake the Snake, and they did Ultimate Warrior. And then WWE was like, we're suing you if you do any more of these motherfuckers. So if you got one, you got one. They will never be out again.
Sick shirt.
Yeah. Bubba.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bubba.
Larry the Legend.
Larry.
A lot went on this week, including Chad Mines just, pulling the curtain back and letting everyone know he's so obsessed with our boy, which we'll talk about. Deathmatch drama ain't going to be the same without Brian, but we'll try to carry the mantle for you. We're going to go over GCW tournament / Cage of Survival and all these goings on and things. They released their own security footage, which was very interesting this week, which we'll talk about. But the real headline isn't about wrestling. It's about Brian's wedding, which we've been chatting about. We've been sending each other fashion recommendations and questions. Fashion. I texted Larry. I was like, Larry, here's my suit. What do you think? And this is the second day in a row that I hit up Larry about fashion advice. And today he just responded with, Pat, you are on a journey. Made me feel like a fucking idiot. But I'm locked in.
If I did that, that was autocorrect. You know, you say, Pat, you're a trip.
Yeah.
Or Sean, you're a trip, right?
No,
Trip.
that's old school.
That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say, you're not a trip, brother. You're a journey. You're a journey on this shit, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like, I keep stressing this. We're not going to a wedding. We are going to a party. We're going to a reception.
A wedding.
But not a reception the same day of the wedding, which is what lame people do. We're all getting a good night's rest, fucking cranking our yanks, and then going to party. So don't stress too much how you're gonna look, because it ain't the wedding.
Well, you know, Larry, this is just how I deal with things. This is just how I process and deal with things.
You're a good looking guy. I'm a good looking guy. Sean's a good looking guy. We don't even have to try.
Yeah, and who cares what we're going to be wearing, because we're going to be all three of us nude before the cake is even rolled out.
Hell yeah! I'm telling you.
So, you know, I'm pretty excited about my the suit. I finally got the suit. I went. There's a suit rental place right across the street from the restaurant, and I've been looking at that place for like a month and a half, saying I'm gonna go over there, rent a suit, look fly for this wedding. Waited till the week of. I finally walked in on Monday, and I was looking at this like salmon. I was gonna go do Mark Henry, Sean. I was gonna do the Mark Henry salmon, because recently AJ Styles paid homage to that, so I've been seeing that.
I'm sorry, I gotta get this fly out of here.
Yeah,
go.
So I wanted to do a pastel, and then take all the photos like this, you know, like with the hands.
It's me, y'all. It's me.
So I'm like, ooh, this salmon is nice, and it's like some really, really stern, scary Argentinian lady, and she's like, "You waited till the week of, black or blue?"
Damn.
I mean, let's get to the business.
I was like, all right,
let's get into the business, Daddy. You waited a week up, black or blue? Come on,
yeah.
Go.
So I went with blue. Like, if I was to wear a white shirt with a red tie and American flag lapel, it would be Donald Trump's suit.
Yeah.
Basically. But
well, it depends on which agenda or who he's appealing to, because you know he wore that blue.
He wore the blue. Sometimes he wears the blue.
He wore that blue for after he got convicted. Y'all noticed that? You noticed that it was the power blue. It was the power like a cool temperament. Cool. I'm cool.
Your suit sets the tone for your mood.
So
flavor you delivering.
I want to thank you guys for coaching me through. And yesterday, I've been having anxiety about it. This wedding. You know, when's the last time I dusted myself off and left the old studio to do something? You know? So
yeah, I guess for me it's nothing, because I'm always doing shows. Sean, it must be kind of like, well, you do the MLG, you do the Smallman for your hosting, but for me, I'm always like grabbing shit that I've worn that people don't remember.
You have a closet full of suit jackets.
Yeah, well, it's really, I actually only own 2 suits. 2 suits do I own, but I own several like blazers and like tuxedo style pants that I can wear with the blazers.
You mix and match.
Yeah,
that's a good old separate,
fashion, baby. That's
good
fashion.
Old separate. That's what I did. I went and I got a separate blazer, and I walked around, find a nice pair of pants that went with it, and now I'm chilling. I gotta pull the trigger on some shoes, but for the most part, I think the jacket's supposed to make the guy. You know what I'm saying? So
the jacket.
It's the jacket.
The jacket.
Yo, Sean. Speaking of Italians, you are kind of, you sent me your ensemble. You're going a little pesci.
I am. I'm going very Puerto Rican drug dealer on the corner. Picking up my money.
That's what I was thinking. I've been looking at Scarface frames all week.
Yeah, I went 1018, a club in Manhattan back in the day. It was called 1018. Bouncer 1018 is what I went for.
Wow, I don't even know that reference.
So I showed Sean. And by the way, thanks for watching, everybody. It is a wrestling podcast, but you know, who wants to
talk fashion?
The Nick intro? Does the Nick intro still play?
Oh yeah, we played Nikki.
We're talking fashion.
But we have to talk fashion. And Sean, I want to shout you out because I was I ordered my final accoutrements on Amazon today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I picked my tertiary. I picked my tertiary color today. Locked it in. Ordered on Amazon. And I was like, yeah, you know, I think I might wear the chain or something a little bit gaudy. I want to be like jewelry pack.
Gaudy.
You know. So Sean goes, do you have a watch? And I was
yes,
like,
Sean, bro. Guys, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Continue, Pat.
So like, and obviously that crossed my mind. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't love to do more than to wear Dusty Rhodes' gold Rolex that he pawned to send Cody Rhodes to acting school or something of that ilk. But, you know, I feel like with watches, you either got to have it. There's no, like, fake. You know what I mean? You either got an expensive watch or you got no watch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I did is you were like, fuck it, look on Amazon. I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll take a gander. First thing that pops up, like some 900, you know. But then I keep scrolling. Gold Casio digital 80s watch.
Gold
So,
all in my chain.
$20.
Okay.
Gold all in my watch.
Watch.
Just believe me, just watch. Just believe me, just watch.
All day, all
Nigga,
night.
nigga.
I'm gonna be like, well.
Yeah, right, bro.
You gotta hit him with the. Well, let me get
now.
up. You know when you sit down, you got some nice socks.
Time.
How about when you got the nice socks and you gotta sit down? You gotta pull the pants up. You gotta do the.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sit
down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
show them
flashing the
socks.
socks. I'm flashing the socks.
That's exactly what you gotta do. Listen,
You know what do you call what's the color after tertiary? I went with a tertiary color, like a tie, pocket square, indoor sunglasses, and then I was like, for the socks, you know what? I'm just gonna go crazy. The socks stand alone.
I stand alone.
Yeah. Lockers and socks will be respected and inspected.
Telling you.
You know what I'm talking about? High school lockers and socks will be respected and inspected.
Man, motherfucker, what a sock and a sock.
Larry, what are you wearing to the wedding?
I'm gonna wear. I have a wedding suit actually. Out of my two suits that I have, one of them I call my Ring of Honor suit, my live event hosting suit, and then one of them I call my wedding suit. One of them specifically I bought when I became the merchandise coordinator for Sinclair Broadcast Group, and I was like, I'm gonna be, popping around. That's a pinstripe blue one. I'm gonna wear that for the Muay Thai show that I'm announcing the night before. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do two suits this weekend because the old Larry Legend that used to do the MMA and the Muay Thai was very garish, very legendary, and that's really what got me noticed. But now I've got a son. I've got a son up there that's been doing a lot of my old gigs. His name's Justin T. Manning. And he has pretty much taken up the mantle of the guys, old sparkling. Oh, look at me. Oh, he's taking the mantle of that. So now that I'm dipping my legendary toe back in the game, now I'm gonna go a little bit more. I'm gonna go a little bit more Bobby Cruz, dare I say. I'm gonna go a little bit more, not so much Buffer's brother, Bruce. I'm not so much Bruce. I'm gonna go more. Just a suit. Mike Rome, okay, suits.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
And don't forget what you've learned from the future Hall of Famer Samantha Irvine.
A dress?
No, I mean about pacing yourself for the big matches. Remember? Talking about.
I hope that they don't watch this fucking broadcast, but that fucking Muay Thai show is gonna be a layup, bro. I'm not doing shit. The Muay Thai shows don't get me excited, Pat. I get excited for Dr. Redacted. I get excited for JJ Escobar. I get fucking I don't need to do a good job for this. I need to just do a job for this.
You're just doing a job.
I feel like with
and I'm
wrestling,
going to New York. I'm going to see my god kids, going to the fucking reception and shit.
Yeah, and you're going to ring hell's bells for Mr. and Mrs. Brian Ginsburg.
We'll see.
Well, it should be a time. Brian in the chat, shout out. We're all very excited. And obviously the armistice is in place.
Brian Bongo, say hi.
Oh, no.
Pat,
Sean, you better not bring those to the
Look,
party.
I'm not doing
Pat.
it.
Stop trolling. Stop being an old.
I'm not being nasty. I'm just.
You're being kind of like. Well,
let's get into it.
Come on. No,
because
you hit him. You hit him and you kicked
I'm
him.
not.
You hit him and you kicked him without a shadow of a doubt. Just to bring everybody up to the Odyssey, the epic that is Brian versus Sean.
No verses. Hey, listen, I'm gonna apologize in front of everyone just so they can see how much I truly do care about Brian Ginsburg. That's right. It has to be done.
And I know
I took it too far, Pat.
Yeah, you took it too. Look, you do feel like you do seem a little bit like a weight of guilt and anxiety has been lifted off your shoulders now that you've come clean to the Honorable Judge Joe Dredd last week.
Absolutely. Listen, there's a thing about, doing dastardly deeds to people, but there's another thing about doing those dastardly deeds to friends and family. And
it's more satisfying.
No, Pat, it's not satisfying.
Right, okay.
The adrenaline that runs through your body every time you see them, knowing that you are the one that are responsible for it, it hurts. And I'm just glad I lifted the weight off my shoulders with that. Brian knows it was me who attacked him. And he knows it was me who kicked him. He knows it was me who hit him with the tubes. And he knows that it was me who does hold these bongos. But Brian, rest assured the bongos are in great hands. And you will receive a wholehearted, warm apology at XPW's Look at What You Made Me Do. I promise.
That's right. June 23rd, streaming. And Brian, I'm doing this for you because it's your wedding week. June 23rd, streaming live on streamxpw.com. Look What You Made Me Do. Hosted by and commentated by the honorable, well, not the honorable like a judge, but just honorable like an honorable guy, Larry Legend.
Uncommon? Yeah.
And you will be and Judge Joe Dredd last week ruled that, Sean, you will be apologizing to Brian and giving him back the Dead Uncle's Bongos live in the ring. So don't bring them to the wedding. I don't want to see you playing the bongos during Best Man Rob Black's speech for the lovely couple.
Listen, I just hope Brian knows
he's not the best man. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Brian made Rob Black the best man. You didn't hear?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Rob is giving Brian away at the altar.
Larry, Larry, a serious question, and most importantly, a big thank you, because I know I put you on the spot when I requested that you be the one mediating this apology publicly.
The arbiter.
Lola. You want me on that Lola?
Yeah, because I thought who better, who more professional, who better to lead us down the path of apology than you, Larry? And I personally want to know, were you upset with me when I just threw it out there? Or are you okay with, just walking us through this hand in hand?
Well, the one thing about Sagittarius is you really can get them to do anything. All you've got to do is
Sagittarii.
All you've got to do is kind of like present the challenge. And if you know it is a challenge that they can meet and exceed, they'll be like, oh, God, yeah. So what did I just say when you asked them, before you even got to if you asked him, you want me on that Lola? Who's born on the same day as us, Sean, that is a motherfucking icon of the industry? You want me on that Lola? I got you, Bubba. I got Royal Rumble 2000, fucking bikini contest, I got it, bro. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I know how to
Royal Rumble bikini contest, an absolute sham.
I'm going to tell you, I don't appreciate just people knowing that I'll do it. So they're just like, oh, are you okay with that? After they put me on the spot? Because that happens a lot. A lot of people were like, oh, yeah, you just do it. I'm like, oh, I will. Okay, we didn't discuss price or, you know what I mean? Like, not you, because we're bullies, we're brothers. But I'm saying in the industry.
Yeah.
A lot of the times motherfuckers work Larry because they know Larry can do the shit good. So they'll be like, oh, you'll do it, right? I'm like, well,
I got you.
Do the backstage. I'll do the commentary. I'll do the. And then I'm tired of shit at the end. I'm like, hey, man, If you want me to like cry, you know? So it's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I'd love to.
Hell yeah. Good. Very, very exciting. So if you missed last week's episode...
Just more for me to do!
Yeah, just another task for Larry. In case you missed last week's episode, Judge Joe Dredd presided over, a case, a civil suit between Sean and Brian. Schlack jumped in, tried so badly to take credit for the attack, then tried to sue me for falsely promising him that he was the fourth member of the Bullies. So it was a wild... Captain Dave made an appearance. It was a wild episode, very popular episode. I got a lot of messages about it. I got a lot of DMs. I haven't gotten back to everybody because, we're doing wedding fashion. The wedding fashions consumed me.
Awesome.
You're just vain.
I am extremely...
You look good, bro. I feel that some of my Sagittarii brothers and sisters, I've got to remind them how good they look. Because they'd be like, oh, what am I going to wear? What am I going to do? And I'm like,
so fucking old.
Did you fucking see your beautiful mane just fucking flowing in the moonlight or the fucking... Do you see that shit?
Yeah, I did the Brandon
Centaurs are proud. Ain't no shameful centaurs, so fucking... You better fucking do that shit.
It is going to be a time. I'm very, very excited. Sean, also, I want to shout you out for... I pulled this shirt out of my closet, which this is like authentic. This is like a this is like a 99er.
That's from the very first
I can't see it. What is that?
XFL. It's like the original fucking XFL graphic tee. And I pulled it out of my closet. I've never worn it once in my entire life. But I had the remnants of thought like, did I steal this from Sean? Like, did Sean leave this in my car and I took it? And so I was like, oh, well, we'll get to the bottom of it today. I'm going to wear it on the show. And then you said that you gifted it to me at last year's backyard barbecue.
Sean is a gifter.
It was a gift.
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
I also have the Sopranos mug that you gave me, which is another fucking awesome gift.
I'm a good gifter.
Yeah, you are a good gifter.
Hold on.
What?
Since we're talking about cool shit, I thought I had it. Oh, might I remind everyone of this gem that Sean gifted me?
Come on,
Mr. I'm an ass man.
Love you guys, man.
Yes,
I think that's the best way of reminding someone you love them is with a nice,
like a thoughtful
gift.
Yeah.
It goes with my this cool card I stole.
I can't see it. It's just it looks like you're holding nothing to me.
I set you up for that. I set you up. This is our cool. Look how organically we go into the cool shit, as opposed to we got some dumb shit to give.
Hey, how dare you? How dare you on his wedding week?
Favorite part of
on the man's wedding week. Well, you know what? Let's get into the favorite part of the show before we talk about all the goings on in the professional wrestling world and talk more about my personal fashion choices for the wedding. I want to pull up last week's episode. Very well-received episode. Thank you again to Judge Joe Dredd. Thank you again to Schlack. Thank you again to Captain Dave. Also, by the way, side note, I literally point-blank asked Judge Joe Dredd if he was going to be in Tournament of Death, and he fucking kayfabed us. Mm-hmm. And within the week, he was fucking announced. So congratulations, Judge. You know
when
what?
Is that?
And I would not be surprised...
September.
Yeah, it's in September. I wouldn't be surprised if the honorable judge fucking went the entire way, ate the whole thing.
Yeah, he should.
Looking like it's his time.
It's his time. It's his time.
I don't think there's a more hungry deathmatch star.
Go ahead, Sean. What?
I was saying I don't see a more hungry deathmatch star right now than Judge Joe Dredd.
And let me retort. Aunt Mickey has still never won this shit, right? 2 years in the row finals.
Ooh,
still never
she
won.
went to the
Aunt
finals.
Mickey, right?
She went to the finals.
We've never had a woman. We've never had a woman win the Tournament of Death. And Brett is flexing hard as fuck with the Rina Yamashita and
a returning Casey Kirk.
Yeah,
but they didn't win. Didn't Tremont win?
Pull the motherfucking trigger and put that motherfucking icon broke her fucking leg at the fucking thigh. Not even no tibula or MC. I'm sorry, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The bottom part. Thigh. Broke her leg in half at the thigh. DJ better do the right thing.
So before we get into the favorite part of the show, real quick.
I mean, you know,
Larry
she
first.
deserves it.
Would you prefer so you would prefer a Mickey victory over a Judge Joe Dredd victory? Because it's true, she lost in the finals twice.
I think it should come down to Judge Joe Dredd and Mickey, and I think Mickey should do what's right, which is cement that motherfucker. Oh. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think Mickey should wait. I think Mickey should wait and win it when she's like 60. And truly be like, y'all thought I was playing with y'all? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I was all on Judge Joe Dredd's bandwagon of the winning of it. But now you've convinced me. You've convinced me that I think Mickey.
Bobby won it. Bobby won it, right?
Yep.
Bobby won it, right?
Mickey Knuckles has to finish her story, Larry.
Well, here's the thing. Bobby's new blood, but Bobby's been treading water for a while. I just kind of heard of Judge Joe Dredd in the past 2 years, I'd say. Past 2 years is my Judge Joe Dredd, you know. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll just, you know what? Maybe they'll book him versus Mickey and they'll put Judge over, but he'll be like, no, Mickey's got to do it. He'll be like, nah, I'm not doing it. We'll do it. Any finish, but she's got to get it. But I think it'd be more compelling if she like became like a Gypsy Joe type bad girl. Kept going until she was older and older, and then the next thing you know, she's out there throwing hands at 60.
Nah, Mickey's got to win. Sean, where do you land on this?
Third time's the charm, so why not have Mickey?
Got to finish the story.
True.
Don't you know, Larry?
Well, I don't know.
Story finishing time.
Mickey's old school, so she'll do what's right as long as the motherfucking greenbacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't tell me
the mark in me wants to see her get it, but then I also could see them making her wait even longer.
Has she even been announced?
No.
So could you imagine, yeah, she's a pro, she's a vet, she'll do what's right, but you know, she's probably like, okay, if she better be on it first of all, and like, you know, I'm sure she'll do what's right, but you can't tell me that she's not sitting around being like, you know what, I lost twice in the finals, like I want to take this home and be the first ever. You know, once again, Larry, you said the lineage of best of the best. We've been talking about that. 20 years. Have your name on the list. You can't tell me that's not something she probably wants to do.
But Sean, but Pat, here's the thing. I'm high, y'all. The thing is like she, like me, understands the lineage of names being on this shit every year. So regardless of who wins, the reason that it's like a thing is because, like, eventually, if I'm ever back in CZW and I get to announce Mickey Knuckles, I can talk about all of the times she competed, how many different ones of these she competed in, which is what I as an MC would do, to kind of hammer home the brevity of fucking like, yo, we started this fucking thing in Sewell, Delaware. I think that's where the first TOD was, in Sewell, Delaware, under Zandig's leadership. DJ bought it for 50 grand. Kept the shit going, and now, like, you can't really touch Tournament of Death. Everybody knows it globally. It's really one of the only things that CZW has to fucking stand on.
And they fuck it up. Okay, Sean, I'm sorry, we cut you off. Where do you land? Mickey or Judge? CZW, or option 3, staff pick?
No, like I was saying before, third time's the charm.
Ryan?
I think this has been something that's been written in the stars, and I think it's just a waiting game. And I think this is what keeps us as fans in the loop, because like you had mentioned, Larry, earlier, a good old story. You could do so much deathmatch wrestling, but you have to find a way to loop them in, to hold them in, to pull them. Because, you know, you're going to go to a show and be like, you know what, I saw this already. I could just stay home and watch it. No, you don't want that. You want them to come. Best way to do that, have something written for it. This has been written in the stars for her. There's no other person who needs to be doing it.
Long-term
her and Judge is the way to end it. Have her go over.
But Sean, if you know good business, why don't you cut the fucking Giancarlo promo of her like in front of a mirror being like, I've done this shit for so long. You know, they cut the fucking real dramatic shit of her being like, but I will not lose again.
I hope you're somewhere praying. Yo, you know who shoots and edits some pretty good GC-esque videos?
Vinny Dudes.
Judge Joe Dredd himself, dude.
Yeah, he does all that himself.
Yeah, he's got some artistic flow in his camp. If it's not himself, it's somebody there. It could be a I hate to say.
I think that guy's like self-made, self-taught, does everything his own damn self with his own hands.
Very, dare I say, Sammy Callahan-esque.
Yeah. I hope your soul is changing. Hey, Sean, would you buy CZW for $50,000?
If I had another 50 to finance it for that year, yes.
So if you had $100,000,
smart man.
All right, well, let's highlight.
And guess what? The man who bought it had that plan.
Yo, and also before we read these comments, we should stick on a little bit of TOD because this Saturday, Brian's wedding is actually when it normally was. It was always the first weekend in June. And I think it was always at the farm, or at least in my, time, my run.
Tenure, keep going. Yeah.
It was always at the farm, Smyrna.
No. If
for
it
me.
was at the farm, that's Townsend.
Oh, okay.
That's Townsend.
Smyrna's like the town over.
Yeah, Smyrna
was like where the hotel was.
My first TOD 7 was my first one. 7. Danny Havoc won. That was my first one, and that was in Smyrna.
Well, anyway, and part of TOD experience, the part of the TOD experience for me was the heat, just the sun, the summer heat, like. Just you're going there and it's going to be like an athletic experience for you as well because it's going to be 1,000 degrees in the sun. You're sitting like in the main GA side. The sun is like right there, just beaming down on you all day. It's all about hydration, alcoholism, staying cool. And it wasn't exactly the most comfortable experience, but it was like a rite of fucking passage. It was a rite of passage. And I believe that they did move it because of the heat. No. Anybody, I swear to God, Shannon, if you're listening to this, if you said, oh, the customers are complaining about the heat and got this shit moved, I'm mad at you. Because
where is it?
It's in September, I mean. It's in September.
It's in a much cooler climate.
The sun is at a different angle.
Yeah, you're right, Pat.
So whoever's brilliant idea it was to make it more comfortable by moving it to September, you're missing the whole point. It was a rite of passage.
Yo, I'm going to tell you something. When Zandig owned the company, is the only time that I ever wore a suit. It's TOD. As soon as DJ owned the company, I started dressing
t-shirt, do-rag, camo
dude,
shorts.
I'll never forget the day DJ leaned on me and was like, "You're not wearing the fucking suit?" And Devin Moore, my friend, Devin Moore was sitting down, sweating and fucking hot as shit. And he's like, "It's fucking hot." Dude, that's all he said. DJ couldn't argue with it because it was true. He's like, "It's fucking hot." And I was like, "Thank you, Devin." And from that point on, I never wore the suit until my last TOD, which was TOD 13. I wore the suit for TOD 13. Tuxedo. I wore the tuxedo for TOD 13 because I knew it was going to be my last one. I was in ROH at that point.
Yeah, they did it in October the past 2 years. I think this year it's in September. But to me, without the sun trying to murder me and me having my own...
Well, Pat, you were bringing up really critical hits.
The cooler, the 1,000-degree weather.
Right, bro. Part of that shit is cooking.
Yeah.
It's cooking for the audience to feel the pain
it's
on
like
a slight level that the performers are feeling.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Mox versus Brain Damage, and I'm going to suffer. I'm going to suffer
It's going to be a
do
long
this shit.
day. It's going to be a long day. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You're Shannon, helper Shannon Hunter. Pat's right.
Next year.
Part of TOD's mystique. And the only way you're gonna get what's Brett's thing called Tournament of Survival. The only way you're gonna fucking maybe come for that is to remind motherfuckers why they travel from the UK and Japan and Germany and all over the motherfucking globe.
Yeah.
To burn.
In the farm.
To burn.
DJ Hyde, the weekend before Tournament of Death, personally goes out and lariats every cornstalk off of the property so that the parking is ample and the chairs are all on even ground.
I kind of want to go this year.
Well, you want to go to what we're describing. You don't want to go to
the how about we get a lower third? CZW Hall of Famer Larry Legend and the Blvd Bullies when I do my royal wave. When I do my hey everybody.
Oh, it's the sitting ringside.
Yeah, the fucking like, you know, and the commentator is CZW Hall of Famer Larry Legend. Yeah.
Former boat owner.
Yeah. Larry the Legend.
So we got a lot of comments from last week. Also, the way the contests and giveaways work.
Are we doing this still?
Well, we are doing it, and Brian actually sent a message from his rooftop on Dropbox, which I failed to get and prepare for the show. So it's going to be a Blvd Bullies exclusive on the Discord. So join the Discord, chat with us about all the wrestling.
That is how you do it,
and,
son.
Yeah, so I fucked up, but we're making.
Be like, y'all gotta.
You gotta go over here now. You gotta go over here. Discord is free. It's totally cool, and we're trying to build it back up so we can just all chat and all send each other memes and laugh about the times. And so if there's a link to be had, please drop it, Urka, if you could be so kind, or anybody else who's a Discord enthusiast. I'm going to play that video, but basically what Brian said is that it's a mystery giveaway. And I wonder if it's not going to be an heirloom from the wedding. You know, I wonder if it's not going to be like a wedding legacy item or something. But if
you're going to give away the program.
The program?
Yeah.
You get like the spreadsheet of the itinerary signed by Brian and Amanda.
Autograph it.
I wonder if they would allow me to have a wrestling photog. Oh, they probably already have their own photog.
Oh, you're going to bring your own photographer?
I was thinking about bringing like Earl the Pearl or Christopher Grasso.
Yo, what's the deal? I think Earl the Pearl set up a white screen at TOS and did all his photos on like a white screen. I guess the venue and the backstage doesn't really give you much options in terms of lighting and backdrop. But I'm looking at these photos. I'm like, man, this is going to be a bitch to PNG. This is going to be such a, like the guy's hair flowing and all white behind them. You know how hard that's going to be to fucking transparent background? Sean, you know what I'm talking about, dude.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah. You better let Earl. Okay?
White screen. I mean, maybe I'm speaking out of turn because
no, you know what you're talking about.
But he knows more than me about, I'm sure. Well, he knows more than me about photography. I don't know if he knows more than me about graphics. I would assume so. But I saw the pictures of Effie with his hair. I'm like, that's unusable. Somebody's really gonna have to work really hard to fucking PNG that bitch.
Yo, Earl's best work was at the early at No Holds Barred after White Eagle Hall, the one we did in the White Eagle Hall that Necro was at. After that, when we went into the Bloodshed, the first time Earl came out and got all of our pictures with all those things hanging
in front of the stables,
bro,
with all the Western horse wrangling tools.
That is when Earl nutted raw in the game.
I think he put out a book too, didn't he? He put out like a photography book.
Yeah, sort of Grassy. Grassy ass did too, and by now Red Shoes has, I'm sure. You know, but when Earl took those shots of us, the Danny D'Amato greedily ate up. And
I'm sure
put
those
the
are great
ICW
photos.
Oh, greedily. But yo, Earl captured the motherfucking shit out of a Jeff Cannonball, a Larry Legend, a Reed Bentley with them fucking Riley Madison with them tools, them fucking stable tools in the barn,
horse wrangling tools. Shit.
He knew what was good for him. He wanted to do the reversal of racism there.
Hey, speaking of photos, did you see that former XPW jilted photographer of XPW, former guest of the show, friend of the Bullies, Slava, appeared at Crimson Crown Wrestling with his whole setup and did his thing for a whole bunch of wrestlers, including Sue Young, including a whole bunch of wrestlers. And so now a whole bunch of wrestlers have a whole bunch of great new photos, Slava photos, just not at XPW, unfortunately. Fumbled the ball, fumbled the bag there because that guy is awesome. He's a great photographer as well. Hello? Is this thing on?
Yeah, Slava's awesome. And I really miss not being at that Crimson Crown show. I kind of thought we had a good thing going. But like hindsight being 2020, like I wonder if when I got approached by Crimson Crown, which was right around the time that I joined XPW, if that was like kind of perceived as like them like poaching me.
Oh, like you had a fork in the road.
Because now, fast forward, I've more or less taken Kyle's role in XPW. I'm the commentator of XPW now. And I met Kyle as the commentator of XPW.
Right.
He immediately met me, saw what I brought to the table. I'm booked on all these Crimson Crown shows doing their commentary remotely from my aunt's house in the upstairs room. And then all of a sudden, Kyle's not booked in XPW anymore. And now I'm not booked in XPW. I mean, he's Crimson Crown. And I liked going over there. And I want to shout out Jeff Anderson.
Shout out Jeff.
Cousin. Yeah.
Yes.
Dead Body Man, 1011. Because Jeff and his beautiful girlfriend, Sagittarius Cindy Lou, they were going to buy my flight. They were going to sponsor me, y'all, to come out there and announce the Crimson Crown show because they just wanted me out there. And maybe they don't know the wherefores and whys of why I'm not out there.
They fucked up.
But now that I hear that Slava's out there, that's kind of awesome. Because Slava's Rich Wade, Alex Mateo level.
Yeah.
My leveling of them, Rich Wade, God.
Rich Wade's the god.
Rich Wade's the god. Y'all don't know his professional work, but climbing right underneath Rich Wade, Alex Mateo, who GCW never lets ringside. And then behind those two, and Pat, I know you're not going to like
Oh, jeez. Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
I know you're not
Don't
going to
even
like
say
this. But underneath those two, I put
You're
Nick
muted.
Clark.
You're muted.
I put him.
You're muted. Sorry, Larry, you're breaking up.
All right.
You're breaking up.
But,
anyway, Rich Wade's the god, and Slava, you could even make a case that Slava's above Rich.
And hold on. That's my point. Am I muted still, or am I on?
No, you're good.
No,
Okay,
you were never
that's
muted.
my
I'm just
point.
speaking over you.
Slava is in the realm of them other motherfuckers that I just mentioned. Grasso, I love. Earl the Pearl, I love.
Yeah, 1A.
Ami Morgor, I love. But them motherfuckers I just mentioned, I've been like, yo, I'm in WWE. When I've seen some of their shots, I'm like, I'm WWE.
Hey, Hardcore Hillbilly, welcome to the chat. Just to update anybody
Hey,
on
Hardcore!
Who's late. First of all, we were 15 minutes late.
What was
But
going on tonight?
Brian is to be wed this week. So he's got a lot going on. He had to switch around work.
We're all being late. We're all late.
So I guess he's He's working currently. He's in the chat.
He's got to work.
He did not get kicked off of the show. The trial and the results of the trial last week, the stand, they are being honored. There is no heat. There's no long-term storytelling. Brian needed to take this week off to prepare for his wedding, and I think he's going to employ probably Atlas Security to stand around the table that
love Atlas Security.
That me, Sean, and Larry will be at because we've already made guarantees.
Gangster, bro. They are the Sopranos, okay? I just want to say that right now. Them motherfuckers is strapped up, ready to kill at will if y'all motherfuckers fucking start a riot. I'm telling you. Atlas don't play, bro. Atlas don't play. I love Atlas.
Real quick, Captain Dave in the chat says, my opinion on Judge Joe Dredd versus Mickey Knuckles, it's going to be a close call. Great match. If it happens, I put that in editorial. I'm going to say Mickey going over, which to you non-wrestling fans who are watching means winning. Beer, Blood, and Body Slams. Shout out JT Case, friend of the program. Watch that episode with him. He's a great guy. And follow his account on Instagram. Says
love JT Kaysen.
She deserves it.
I was just watching Friday the 13th Part 3, by the way, before we went live. Just watch it. Not watching it. It's in the background for the music.
She deserves it, but she also doesn't need it in terms of making a name. You're right, and it's like kind of like the tournament doesn't make the man or woman. The woman or the man makes the tournament. Yes. But no, but that's what I'm saying. That's my riposte.
That's how she can kind of be like, yo, look how powerful women are.
Well, but
by
that's
not
another
even
thing.
Fucking ever going over, but being like, I'm that bitch that fucking did this shit multiple times.
Well, and
yeah, absolutely.
Also, we're talking about the 20 names on a 20-year annual event that you want on the list of your history, and with Best of the Best, it was a no-brainer that you put Kenta on because you want that name on.
Yeah.
But with Tournament of Death and a woman winning, I feel like no matter the magnitude of that name, the first female's name is very important.
That's
and
huge.
What better honor?
Huge.
Who better than to give that honor to Mickey? You know.
That's huge. You're right.
And
listen,
you're not. Right. Nobody wants to wait another fucking year. The time is now.
No, I don't want to wait any longer.
Let's read these comments from last week. The trial of the century. I saw the Hardcore Hillbilly says, I saw Atlas Security this weekend at MLW. Big Atlas remembered me from Mania.
When he says Big Atlas, he's talking about Ronnie. There's only one motherfucker.
Well, when I think of Atlas, that's who I think.
Atlas, he's talking about Big Ron.
I think of that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a motherfucking porn star. I love Ron.
I got the hat hair
so
now.
Tight when I see him.
I got the hat hair now, but yeah, this is the shit. I basically did the, soccer player.
Mullet.
I did the, Spanish soccer player.
Hold on.
I did the Spanish soccer player.
Portuguese.
Hold on. Look, I got it. What Pat did, because I'm gay, is the gentleman's mohawk.
Yeah.
Also known,
gentleman's mohawk.
also known as the South of France. That's called the South of France. Bro, I know what I'm talking about. You got the gentleman's mohawk, a.k.a. the South of France.
Big Atlas and Little Atlas. Pork Chop Express last week says, more Captain Dave intros, please. I got to shout out Captain Dave, who came on with short notice, just on the fly, gave us all excellent and fancy intros. We'll do more of that as per your request. Wesley Easter says, can't wait to see El Schlacko at POR on Sunday. Did anybody watch or consume any POR clips?
There was no El Schlacko at POR, by the way. That comment was, I guess, a manifesting shit. There was no El Schlacko at POR. So, I saw that. I liked it. I thumbed it up. But there was no El Schlacko at POR. I guess that person was like fantasy booking.
Got it.
They were manifesting. Yeah, great way to put it.
Yes, we do it. We do
Nick
it.
Pimentel says, Brian, keep your guard up with that snake. Sean, care to comment on this comment?
I'm going to apologize. I'm not a snake. I did it for the best reason, and I did it with the best intentions.
Show
I'm
the
not
bongos.
a snake.
Please show the bongos again. Play us a little tune. This guy's been practicing. Well, right now there is, Larry, what'd you say? There's an armistice. There's a ceasefire for this week. Sean's still obviously donning the evil sunglasses. But
I'm not evil. The sun is quite bright today, Pat.
Brew Unstoppable, Matt Brew, thank you so much for being a member and a valued friend, says, it was an injustice that no one commented on Pat's hat during this whole debacle of a trial. Did you get that from Carmine Jr. or Moltisanti? Hashtag Captain Dave Fourth Bully. So Matt covered a lot of ground there. Thank you. My Cleaver hat is not around me right now, but for those of you wondering, the greatest piece of art ever made by the human race is the television show The Sopranos. Don't at me. And the movie within the show is Cleaver. So, starring Billy Baldwin, by the way. I think they got a Baldwin brother.
That was Billy Baldwin.
Right? Yeah, to play the mob boss. Great movie within the show. Unfortunately, it's not like Threat Level Midnight.
Tony, that's you.
Yeah, that's you. That's you. What? So it's not like Threat Level Midnight. You know, Threat Level Midnight was the movie that Michael Scott wrote in The Office.
Yep.
But then eventually you could go watch that movie that they made on YouTube.
No way, you
Yeah,
can?
there is a full Threat Level Midnight movie that you can watch somewhere.
Wow.
Cleaver is not that. Cleaver, you know, Sopranos is serious business. It's the Jack.
Okay. Let me just interject.
Go ahead.
First of all, Pat, I really do not appreciate your lighting ever. I hardly can ever see while we're doing this, like clearly what you have on.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you guys are seeing the shit camera. Yeah.
Listen. After, when I watch on YouTube, it's a little bit clearer. So I want to say that first. That whoever said that was a travesty.
Travesty of justice.
And also, y'all, I am a motherfucking OG. There would not be no Sopranos if there was not Oz. Okay? There would not be none of this shit. There would be no 6 Feet Under. There would be no motherfucking anything. Cable drama that's an hour that gets you invested in your characters if there was no
like movie drama. Yeah, like movie TV.
It was the first one. And they also had a fucking show within the show that the prisoners would always watch.
Oh, that's great. A show within a show is a hallmark of a good show.
What about a movie?
What do you mean?
Like Rochelle from Seinfeld. A Strange Erotic Journey from Milan to Mintz. Rochelle.
I don't know, Sean. You're the Seinfeld aficionado here.
I did not like Seinfeld because they can't. I did not like Seinfeld because they canceled Cosby.
You did they?
Seinfeld pretty much. Seinfeld was the Simpsons, or was the double whammy with the Simpsons to cancel Cosby.
Well, Seinfeld was a very big part of NBC's pivot in the direction where they wanted shows to go.
Cosby was on CBS.
NBC took money out of 4 Saturday night main event specials. And if you're old enough, you remember that those events were held like pay-per-views.
Dick Ebersol.
Yeah, they dipped into that fund, and then eventually NBC was like, hey, WWF, we don't want this anymore. Seinfeld is taking over. Seinfeld's the best.
Okay, so I'm landing on Sopranos. Larry, you're saying that Oz is the greatest heavy TV drama.
I'm just saying the one that started them all.
Well, what's your favorite? Oz or The Wire?
Well, I never even could get into any of them after fucking loving Oz as much as well, but guys, come on, you know how I am.
We all have the one that's close to our heart.
Oz had some scenes in it that really spoke to me. The actual things that was going on in my life. Oz also used to, like, it would proceed or it would come after wrestling. Like when you would go to HBO 10 after Raw, it would be the Sunday night episode of Oz.
Or
Oz also came on Sunday. Church.
At 7.
Church, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. So Oz started Sex and the City, started The Sopranos, like turned people on to the fact that, oh shit, if I watch cable shows, I can see fucking
and blood, and they say the F word.
Cussing. Yeah. Yes, bro. Oz paved the way for all
like
of them.
Rated
shits.
R
The
TV.
L word. Yes, bro.
You're right, Larry. Everybody, like, when people say things like Breaking Bad wouldn't exist without The Sopranos, but it's true. Like, there was a handful of shows that paved the way even for Sopranos, like Oz, Deadwood. Like, there were a few, like, dramatic, like, R-rated HBO shows that were, like, hitting around the time of Sopranos as well.
Oz set the tone.
I mean, anyone who wants to fight me is going to say it was actually Homicide.
Homicide, Life on the Street.
Yes. They're going to say that the actual first shit that turned us on to, like, oh, we don't got to go pay at the movies for all the fucking bang, bang, shoot 'em up, fuck, kill shit. We can do this shit produced by a TV shit that you can sit in your house and watch. Was Homicide, Life on the Streets. That was the first one.
And then NYPD Blue. I remember, like,
NYPD
at one
Blue
point
kept it. NYPD Blue was TV, Pat.
Yeah, but but they showed butt. I remember as a kid growing up, like,
they showed
the
butt.
headline was like, "Yo, Channel 7 at 11 o'clock is gonna show Dennis Franz's butt on NYPD. Jimmy Smith's butt."
Yeah, but you had Robin Bird.
They said
on
shit.
MNN.
Yeah,
Get the
Robin
fuck out of here
Bird.
with that shit. You had Robin Bird on MNN.
At 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Yes, bro.
Do you know where your children are?
Robin Bird. Yo, the cussing and the fucking killing and, like, all that was these, like, shows that were, like, specials. I think Homicide was, like, was it Showtime?
Homicide.
Was Homicide
Life on the
Showtime?
Street. And the criminal justice system there. Hey, Sean.
No, The Corner. The Corner. It was called The Corner.
Was there a show on YouTube?
The Corner. It was called The Corner.
There was a show on YouTube that I feel like it was in Baltimore, and it was that people were confusing it with The Wire. Am I wrong? Am I like bugging out right now?
I think this might be the show. Bro, I think the first one ever was not Homicide, Life on the Streets. I think it was called The Corner, and it was set in Baltimore.
Yes, The Corner.
Yes. That was the first kind of, like, thing that begat. You don't have to order Showtime for movies. You don't have to order Showtime for HBO. You don't have to order Cinemax for movies. You can order them for shows, and we'll produce the shows.
Right, and it's like a cinematic quality, R-rated, well thought out, like 12-hour movie, basically.
Wow, bro, it was The Corner. It was The Corner.
Yeah, The Corner.
It was
that
The
was
Corner.
what it was called.
Ooh, Weeds.
Yes, it was set in Baltimore.
Weeds was a good one. Yo, there was David Duchovny, Californication.
Weeds was good.
That was a good show too. Yo, so Sean, where do you land? Where do you land on? That's what I'm saying this week, by the way. That's my buzzword. Like, circle back. Let's touch
Where
base.
do you land?
Yeah, I'm saying where do you land?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
downloading.
I haven't really watched anything that's saying that. I just saying it a lot today. Let's get down to brass tacks, Sean.
Dear God, you're fucking. It's the King's Speech. It's the King's Speech.
What is your favorite, like, heavy TV show drama? John Richter in the chat says Breaking Bad, which is a great.
That was what I was about to say, right? I thought Sean, I thought you were gonna say Breaking Bad. Like when what John Richter just said in the chat. Shout out Johnny E. I thought you were gonna say Sean.
Weeds. Everyone is shouting out Weeds. And John Richter says, I fell in love with Nancy Botwin. Hell yeah, what a babe. What a fucking babe. All right, Sean, take it away.
Nurse Jackie.
Nurse Jackie. Oh my God. They wish. They tried.
For me, I think the one that set the tone for its most realism that I felt connected to was The Corner.
You mean The Wire?
You watched it?
Yeah, of course I did. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I've watched that.
New York.
It just, I don't know, like growing up in the Lower East Side and then also like being in Bushwick, like sleeping in Bushwick in Brooklyn, what's like borderline Bed-Stuy and Bushwick is very like grungy. You know, back in the day it was. Now it's very just like, you know, like it's crazy. It's like living in Manhattan. But back in the day it was like you're walking to the train and there's a pack of freaking like pack of stray dogs, an empty lot, one random building, and like I don't know, those are shows that I felt connected to because it was real, it was realistic, it was what I lived. And then I don't know, something that like attracted me because it was like something we did with the family every Sundays was watch Sopranos. We bake some chicken, you have some roasted potatoes, you have some carrots, and you watch The Sopranos. I don't know. HBO always held it down.
The jacket.
Eat the jacket.
Controversial opinion. I actually like Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad. What were you going to say, Larry?
I've heard a lot of good things about Better Call Saul, but I never, you know.
Sons of Anarchy. Colton Ryder Holland is saying in the chat.
Another one, yeah. That's another one. But all of these shits was begat by Oz, y'all. Oz is the one that fucking was like, hey, studios or whatever y'all are called, make some shows.
Yeah.
Make some shows. Fuck these movies. Make some shows.
Well, and if you think about it, like American TV, even still to this day, is fucking crushing cinema. Like there's just much better shit on TV. Like
as a kid, dude, like one show that also stood out to me just because like I was like 5 years old and it was my first time seeing like a woman's legs was like La Femme Nikita after Raw
following
on USA. Remember the opening of the show? It would be like her very legs sexy. On a bed and it was like sexy. Very sensual and sexy. Very and like I remember like, oh my God, is my mom gonna change
There's
the
like
channel?
A saxophone.
Yeah, it was like, oh, this is like sex music.
Yeah, it's
like if you think about it, it's sex music, a saxophone.
Let me ask you this. Do y'all remember the lead-in to Raw?
Prince Havoc says,
"Do y'all remember the lead-in to Raw?"
Begin says, "Curb Your Enthusiasm." We're talking dramas. We're talking serious. You laugh. You cry.
That's why he's not on. Don't even come on.
Shakespearean.
We're all gonna be at the wedding. Brian, shut up. Do you remember the lead-in to Raw?
Where it was La Femme Nikita like promoting?
No,
like,
the lead-in. What was coming on before Raw?
Man, what was always finishing up before Raw? You know, it's funny. It's been Law and Order for so many years now that I can't even remember the time before that. Well, oh my God, fuck! I feel
Walker,
like
Texas Ranger.
No,
it was Walker when it was Spike. When it was Spike, it was Walker. You're right, Sean. But I'm trying to think. It was USA. I can hear the theme. Well, when it was first on USA, it was Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. Yes.
USA, it was Murder, She Wrote.
I want to call my mom right now. My mom will remember this.
And then eventually, when we got to La Femme Nikita proceeding, it was another show. Was it Highlander?
Yo, Highlander is definitely involved somehow.
Bro, you got me. I'm about to text my sisters right now because we were always the ones watching.
What was the thing that you would watch like the final moments of in like in the La Femme Nikita era? What was the thing that came before Raw?
Yeah, right, Pat. That's
like in that era. In that era.
Before Raw, back in the day.
Monk. No, Monk is like, yo, we're talking.
Monk is like 2007. Monk is 07.
Monk couldn't have been around.
Yeah, I mean, Monk is a great show though. Monk is a very good show. Hey, let's keep reading these comments. Alex Knows 90 says the judge was fair and just, but Brian, I would not trust easily getting an apology and your bongos back. Bring backup. Also, Pat, True Detective was a great show too. Bad it hasn't been good since season 1. I'll tell you this. Thank you for that comment, Axel Knows, and thank you for getting us back on TV because that's what we really want to talk about. I got to tell you, even the end of True Detective season 1, the last few episodes, a little weak. Like, not as good. Like, really, True Detective season 1, episodes 1, 2, 3, and maybe even 4 are like top tier. And then every single episode for the rest of that season 2, season 3, season 4 even, which I just watched, has been like, it's like the essence of something good, but it's just not there. And then it makes me think, it's always been a poorly written show. And if you really look at that dialogue that everybody loves between Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, if you look at those words on a sheet of paper, I feel like those words would be lame.
Stoners.
You'd be lame. It would be lame. But it just so happened that, like, in the pilot episode, you had the two greatest actors in the world perfect for the roles. So they made the
Woody's very good.
Yeah, they made the guy's lame shit sound good and cool. And then
Matthew's
they never
right.
had another, like, good actors. Like it's always been lame. It's just that Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson made it cool. That's kind of what I've realized the truth of True Detective, which I really wanted to love, and so I've thought about that a lot. Also, the guy who wrote it is a New York guy, Nick something, and he said that he based season 1 on a book called The King in Yellow. And I highly recommend that if you're into the vibes and theories of season 1, sorry, I'm stoned now too, that you look up this book, The King in Yellow.
Go off. Don't you dare
Look up this book, The King in Yellow. It's very interesting. It's very, very cool.
I like that you're bringing up books, because in this day and age of screens and touching our shit and interacting with shit, we got to remember the words on the page. And also, I want to shout out writing. I've gotten back to journaling so that I can remember things. I take notes for the flagship show. And, as much as we talk about Chad minis,
which we are going to get to. I mean, we're already running out of show here.
We're working our way there. I just want to shout that shit out. So yeah, read that. What was it called? The King of Yellow?
The King in Yellow. It's like a book. It's just very interesting. It's like a book made up of anthology stories of people who have gone mad by reading this book, The King in Yellow, which happens to be the book you're reading. It's very interesting, very spooky, like 19th century weird shit. Of course, some writer from The New Yorker would reference that for their TV show. Whatever. Bren says, just happy they ended this sticky storyline. I hope this stays nice and politically correct. No more.
Bren, this is not a storyline.
It's not a storyline, Bren.
This is as real as it gets.
And even if it was a storyline, it's certainly not sticky. How fucking dare you?
What kind of shit is that?
Okay. Let me just say to Bren this. You know me as Larry Legend, the master of ceremonies, and I'm always announcing shit. But if you know anything about me, you know that I never like to know anything because it makes it like way more organic. Just like my girlfriend, Ricochet's girlfriend, Samantha Irvine. We don't like to know. We don't like to know. So, Bren, no, I don't work for this show. They're not giving me any money, so I'm not fucking anything that they say, anything that is said on here. The first time I hear it is right when it's said. The first time that I see it is right when it's played.
That's right.
Okay?
He likes it that way. It's just like JR.
It's just like how Jerry Springer used to do one show. It would be 3 segments. 2 of the segments would be Mickey Knuckles versus Necro Butcher, Bobby Beverly versus Mance Warner. One of the segments would be 100% keep him in this hotel on this side of town, keep her in this hotel on that side of town, bring them together on the stage. They find out what the fuck, and they're like, yo, I can't believe you brought me on this show to do this shit.
Good guy, bad guy locker room.
That's me.
Sam Meeks, new member of the family, says, this beat still got a sick drop. Love it. I guess they're referring to the song.
Don't it though? Bro, I used to tune in mostly just for that. If I missed the intro, if I missed when y'all started, I would wait till the end and I'd be like, play that shit! Play that shit!
Urka, very hilarious comment. Longtime supporter, #1 bully, says, I got my family back, which is a very funny comment in reference to Drake Younger saying that he got his family back. I don't know why. Like, I guess I'm just a bad person. Just that sentence, like a post or tweet about like, hey guys, just wanted to check in. I got my family back. It's just it's very fucking funny to me.
Drake. Hey, thanks guys.
Thanks guys. I got my family back, guys. And then gastrointestinal hemorrhage says, El Schlacko can't tie a tie. Look what you made me do. In reference to Sean and Brian, look what you made me do. Look what Brian made Sean do.
He brought out that Larry Zabisco.
So thank you very much. I'm going to put you all into the randomizer for the comments from last week. Clicking. Sam Meeks. That beat got a sick drop.
Sam Meeks.
You are the winner of whatever Brian was giving away last week.
The mystery.
And join the Discord. You know what we're doing? Because the Discord is like very depressing right now. It's just like 2 of us and nobody talks anymore. I want to build that back up. I want to get that going. So
thank you for being honest.
I didn't know why you were doing
we're
that.
Doing
we're doing a. Well, I enjoy it because it's a way of.
Shit.
I like you know.
Should I come? Will they come if I come?
Yeah, you should come too, Larry.
Discord? Bro, I have Discord for you, Pat. Like a long time ago, you and Bald Steve, I feel like we're doing something on Discord, and I got it just for you.
Hey guys, real quick, can I interrupt?
Yeah, please do. Please do. We have a lot more to cover too. We've been chatting so much.
So at 6 p.m. on the USA Network, we have Knight Rider running at 2 hours. And we have 2 episodes of Wings. Then we have Murder, She Wrote, followed up by good old Monday Night Raw at 9 p.m.
That was like 93, 94.
Yeah, that was too. You're too early.
That is April 8th, 1995.
No, I'm looking at 98. I want 97. Give me 97, 98, Sean. Give me 98, 99. Don't give me.
It has to be La Femme Nikita.
Well, La Femme Nikita was after.
Before La Femme Nikita was no, it was
reruns.
La Femme Nikita first. Silk Stockings. Silk Stockings at the end. Silk Stockings, bro. It wasn't La Femme Nikita. La Femme Nikita would be going off, and Silk Stockings would come on after Raw.
Silk Stockings.
Wow.
Yes, bro.
It's true. Silk Stockings was in there somewhere. They were in the mix.
It was after Raw. It was trying to get you to watch.
It was Silk Stockings.
Yes,
my
bro.
sister just told me that too.
Bro, I got all the tapes. I was taping Raw in that era.
No,
bro.
I have tapes. I taped all of the 2000 the Mick Foley run to end his career from like 2000.
By then I was a New Yorker. By 2000, I was a New Yorker. I had no means to buy tapes and tape shit. I had to share the TV with my roommates. So I don't have. I have 95 to 2000.
Somewhere in my basement, I have tapes that are labeled Foley like 1 through 7, and it's like all the Raws leading like his final run with Triple H. His
Bro,
final
I know what
main
you're talking
event.
about. It was the greatest piece of. It's the greatest
Good
piece
summer.
of drama. It was what made me want to get in wrestling.
I think I know a guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Mankind isn't ready for this match, but I do know. I think I know a guy, and his name, dude. That's one of the greatest. I'm getting.
But bro.
I think I know a guy. Hey, we got the chat went on a complete tangent, and they're talking about early 2000s reality dating shows. So real quick,
bro.
can you guys name your
Eliminate?
Well, for me, it's definitely the Flavor of Love universe. So I'm gonna go all encompassing Flavor of Love, I Love New York, and then Stallionaires. Last Chance at Love, and then Chance and his brother were a rap group, the Stallionaires, and then it was date both of them. That whole universe. Flavor of Love, I Love New York, Last Chance at Love, Stallionaires.
Yo, but
that's television.
What was the first one though, bro? That was on MTV. That one that Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, Singled Out. Jenny McCarthy and Chris
Singled Out. That bro, that shit paved the way like Oz. That's what I'm saying, bro.
We're seeing Rock of Love. We're seeing Daisy of Love.
Blind Date, dude.
Blind Date, bro.
Blind Date. Yo, so many wrestlers. It wasn't like Darby and
the girl home from the club.
Darby and the guy with the big guy. What's his name? Lance Archer. Weren't they on Blind Date?
I think so.
I was on Springer twice.
Like as a contestant?
All of us.
So, Larry, what's your favorite reality dating show from the early 2000s? Is it Blind Date?
I mean, y'all know I'm old.
Okay, so favorite dating reality show ever? You want to say whatever the fucking?
Yo, I Love New York was top tier shit though.
Yeah.
It was like so funny, and what's even more funny about it was that like Punk was David Otunga. He wound up becoming a wrestler.
Larry Dallas was on the 50 Cent one, where 50 Cent eliminated his interns or whatnot.
Next was great. What about the one? Wasn't there one where like the guy or girl's like friends were in like a spy bus, like coaching them or something?
The fifth wheel.
There was some shit like that too. Great ideas.
I'm surprised
She got
Larry
the
didn't say
batteries
Tequila
thrown
Tequila.
under the fucking
She
gathering.
got hit with a battery, right?
A bunch, bro. Like, fucking was like, get this fucking bitch out of here. And I get why she got him, but I'd never go into a show where that could happen to me.
Larry always mentions Tequila Tequila getting.
I was horrified.
Tequila Tequila, of course.
I was horrified when I heard that. I was like, bro, she got batteries thrown at her. They were like, yeah, they had to get her out of there.
Oh no, poor girl.
I don't know where my lands.
So, what else is going on? You guys want to talk about this GCW weekend? I didn't lock in. I didn't tune in, but I like consumed all the clips of my favorites from that weekend.
Well, so that was Saturday. The show started at 5. Jimmy had
How did Emma look? Amongst us Sagittarius,
Dead.
how did Emma look?
He had
Like
a
a
Cactus
corpse.
Jack all over print, some dirty Air Force Ones, and a pair of jeans. He was ready to go. He was MLJ'd
What
out.
about his grooming? Did he look like he had been seen by a barber? Or
He was ready to go.
how did he
Ready to go.
sound? How did he sound from amongst all of us Sagittarius?
Larry, I think you might be muted again. You're breaking up.
Oh, come on! I want to hear how he sounded. How did he sound?
He paced himself. He didn't blow his voice out.
He listened to the Samantha Irvin
had
masterclass.
He had 3 bullshit. He had 3 shows that weekend. He had TOS at 5, and then I think at midnight they had JCW After Hours, and then the very next day they had Cage of Survival. So it's like you gotta prep yourself.
It's kind of
and
too much surviving.
pace yourself and know when and how to elongate your voice, and you just got to be ready for those moments, and you can't blow your voice out before you get to those moments. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got 3 shows back to back to back.
Yeah, that was my real thing with DeMonto. DeMonto used to want to do these like extravaganzas. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck a bitch deep, balls deep a weekend. And I'd be like, Danny, no, bro, this shit is like a lot. Like, for what? For what? Like, what are we getting out of this? Like,
well, that's it. They're very, very lucky that they have such a loyal fan base that will all
and they do.
they
do.
All
do.
travel. Like, it's like, this is, it's like the next mutation of the TOD. Me and my friends would all circle TOD on the calendar because it was such a fun time. Every year we'd go down, we'd get a hotel in Delaware, we'd wear male rompers.
Michael, Liz,
Yeah.
Steve.
And we were in
They
2000.
were my original you, Sean, and you
the
kids.
original
Saying.
sidekicks.
Yeah.
But
The original,
yo,
and the guy who you don't remember his name, but he was at the first show with you when we first were like, these guys are great. Not Zach Linder. That guy was like,
John,
tatted, yeah,
John,
all tatted, kind of like skinheady. Yeah, I loved him.
But the thing about going down to TOD for us was like, we're gonna wear our 4-inch inseam shorts and our male rompers and our Hawaiian shirts because everybody else is wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" XFL, CZW shirt, and they're all chewing tobacco and they're like down home fucking true deathmatch fucking toothless yokels, and we want to be, and we're doing a City Slickers pilgrimage, but now
Curly's search for gold.
But now GCW is all City Slickers. So like there's nobody there ironically anymore. which makes me like sick. You know what I mean? Like everybody's wearing 5-inch inseam shorts. Everybody's doing all the, wackiest, wildest anti-wrestling fan thing. So it makes me it makes me want to wear an XFL shirt and go.
Look at that shirt go.
Yo, this shirt is fucking fire, dude.
Fire.
Were any of y'all at WWF New York for the launch of XFL?
No.
No.
Were you? How was that?
Did any of you guys do this extremely specific thing that I did?
You couldn't even get in. You couldn't even, there was a line to get in. But they had, remember on the outside of the WWF New York, they had that big, marquee that was digital LCD. They had the Vince coming out and going, well, that was playing on all the screens on the inside. And y'all, I lie to you not. I called KZ Brown, friend of the Bullies, fucking super chatter of the Bullies. I called KZ Brown.
Super chatter of the Bullies, friend of the Bullies.
And I was with Craig Swenson, my best friend who I was at King of the Ring 94 with, Survivor Series 95 with, WrestleMania 20 with, Royal Rumble 2000 with. I was with my best friend Craig Swenson the day the XFL launched, and I called super chatter of this past, KZ Brown, to be like, are you watching? And I wasn't even able to get in. I could just see the shit. I was undergrad at NYU. I just started at NYU.
You were like a TRL outside person.
Pretty much.
Right down the block.
Yeah, right across the street.
Pretty much. Yep. And I was there watching it on the big screen. Couldn't get in. There was a big hullabaloo. Y'all, 99 WWF. Oh my fucking God. We're talking SNL. We're talking Rock cameo in The Mummy. We're talking all that shit, bro. 99 WWF.
Stand alone. Inside
Yes,
alone.
Sean and Pat. I met Linda McMahon there. I met the big boss man. My favorite. Do I have Bubba up? I know. I'm wearing him.
Oh, is that
the big boss man at WWF New York?
Is that the interaction that you were telling us where he said you were wearing a big boss man shirt? He goes, "You're the one." Oh, you're the one, right? Or something like that.
Now
you're the only one that wore a shirt.
He was like, now I know who bought one.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Yo, the last time I saw Big Boss Man wrestle, it was in the Garden, January 7th, 2002. It was Triple H's return night. It was Booker T and Big Boss Man versus The Rock and Stone Cold in the tag match.
That was a sad match because Boss Man could not keep up. He could not keep. I know that match you're talking about. And then he came back on SmackDown.
Yep.
And then on Raw. And Boss Man was delivering, but he couldn't keep up, and I was really sad watching that match. Bro. I was really sad watching that match. Yeah.
I was so excited to see him.
I mean, me too.
Boss Man.
Me too, bro, but he was not corporate boss man no more. He was like Bubba, and he wasn't able to keep up, bro. Yeah.
He was fat. He got that fat.
I know that match you're talking about, bro, and it wasn't too long after that he passed. I know the match you're talking about. I was so pumped that he came back on SmackDown and then got the Raw match, but I was like, he's got to go to OVW, and he did.
I dropped my joint. That's why I'm doing this.
It's okay.
Yo, I'll try to weave this back into GCW. The best thing they got going right now is Effie and Mance. And Effie and Mance, I guess they did their trilogy and blew it off, but it was like a grudge match. It wasn't for the title. They had a cage match. And then I guess later on, Cardona conspired with both Jimmy Lloyd and Steph DeLaunder to have Mance be like the last guy in the gauntlet and win this GCW title as well. So it was a big weekend for Mance, who, by the way, in like 2019, somebody somewhere in CZW saw this about Mance, and he became the champion. And I felt like I said to myself in those moments, like, Mance should be the champion of a company. Like, even back then, I was like, this guy is the perfect champion for a company, for an independent wrestling company. Like, if he would be my champion in my company. And it's many, many years later. It's 5 years later. But they finally, gave the title to Mance. And, they already are printing shirts. Mance era. Which, by the way, also means to me that it's inevitable that Effie will one day win the championship as well.
Well, that goes without saying. Effie is definitely up there with those who are going to be holding that title very soon. Not just that title, titles. Because, how can you not see the growth in Effie and just the all-around professionalism with him as a superstar? Because that's what he is at this point.
Well, they're both amazing.
Oh, they're awesome, dude. But do not forget, Blake Christian did not lose the title. He was stripped. So is Mance the real champion, or is Blake Christian the real world's champion?
Well, that is a match that I don't care to see, or a storyline that I don't even care to have tied up. I just want to see Mance go on it and beat every single. I want him to see him beat Janela. Let's see him break their hearts every single fucking month with a new challenger, and just give Mance a run. Whoa. He's on it. He's like locked in right now, Larry, what were you gonna say?
Pat, you bring up a very interesting point that you remember that back in CZW 2019, Cage of Death 20 at the legendary 2300 Arena.
Oh, that felt so important, Larry. When Mance won that title, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when Mance won that, and not just because I was personally invested in it, but when Mance won that felt very important. It's like, yeah, it felt like Mance era then, dude. It felt like Mance era then. And they just couldn't make it work. I'm sorry, carry on.
But not only do you bring up the fact that it was CZW that first acknowledged that Mance was the guy, and more importantly, Ricky Shane Page, let's call a spade. Ricky Shane Page was the defending champion.
Well, and he did the right thing.
Yeah, he did. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there a CZW night? It was a best of the best, where the title was on the line throughout the entire best of the best tournament. And when someone won, I think I'm pretty sure John Silver emerged at the end of it as CZW champion, but it's the reason that Anthony Green beat MJF in the match, and then David Starr won in the next match. David Starr actually was CZW champion for a small portion, but then by the end of the entire night, who emerged champion was John Silver. Am I right in believing that they did a very similar thing with the Scotland match in GCW?
Yeah,
where GCW, technically, Jimmy Lloyd is a champion, and technically for a little tiny bit of time, because Blake was stripped of the title, this person was champion. Is that also what happened at GCW this weekend? Do we know?
Sean?
I know. Basically, they had that I guess an eliminator.
No, so what happened is,
right?
What you're referring to, Larry, is when CZW connected the championship to the best of the best bracket, and John Silver.
It was the defending champion that was in the best of the best, was like, my belt's on the line, the whole thing.
Right, and he lost, and then somebody else was for a round, and then David Starr won, but then John Silver won. So so basically everybody got a photo with the title.
With the title, Anthony Green. Yeah. Anthony Green is technically
so they basically did that,
champion.
Yes. So Charles Mason was the champion for a moment.
No, Charles Mason was not involved. No.
Well, he's talking about this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for this thing.
This is what I'm saying. Is that the case with GCW?
Yes. They all got a photo.
Bro,
they all were awarded and announced the champion and got to hold it for a moment, and then the gauntlet would start. Yeah.
Then,
restart
it. It is clear that all Brett is doing is taking all of CZW's ideas that they did in 2019, that they did in 20 whatever, all the shit. Raju Itu, fucking Juke Desai, Bro, that shit was done. I've been announced the motherfuckers. We've been seeing this deal.
Yo, it's true. It's Larry. It's true. If you think about CZW 2018, 2019, Giancarlo, MJF, Joey Janela, Swerve,
they're just doing the same
fucking
shit.
Leo.
Yeah.
They had literally everybody. If you think about it, and they Mance was the champion somewhere within there, and Joe Gacy, Ricky Shane Page. You know,
bro,
and if you think about it,
Ricky Shane Page win the belt.
And if you think about it, what was it?
I fucking came out with the motherfucking big boss man, Bob Joe Gacy help.
So yo, if you really think about it, dude, the Brett Lauderdale Cage of Death invasion was in 2017 or 18, I believe, right?
I was in ROH.
And it was all like,
I totally was hearing this or seeing it. Yeah.
And on the message boards and on the fucking, and GCW had like a mafia. They were the cool thing, right? Everybody was hating and shitting on CCW. But if you think about it, they still like recovered from that and had Cage of Death 20 at 2,300 with like Joe Gacy, Leo Rush, Anthony Green, fucking Mance Warner wins the title, Larry Legend. Right?
Okay, yeah, you better say his
right. And so they could have recovered and they could have like kept it going and they just like fucking fumbled it. Now they're basically like NYWC Maryland, dude. And they're holding Cage of Tournament of Death in fucking October.
September.
So it's just, I don't know.
You're
it's
right,
just fucking
but
interesting.
but Pat, they're a new logo. All that legacy shit, the etchings on my Hall of Fame plaque, it's a new logo.
This is kind of like a
I don't
Tournament
even
of
really
Death
exist
episode.
anymore in their echelon.
Because it is like...
I'm lucky to get them to give me a lower third saying CZW Hall of Famer, Larry Legend with the Blvd Bullies, because that logo, that's why Joe Gacy put me through the barbed wire. If you want to talk about long-term storytelling, Joe Gacy's character was like, yo, I see what this shit is turning to. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Oh, you want to bring Larry out just to announce his butt buddy Leo Rush?
It was just a terrorist
so
attack. It was just a. It was
yeah.
just a. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great shit. It was great shit. They really.
Hey, Pat.
And, you know, looking back, it was kind of dope, dude. You know, it's like, yeah, it was kind of fucking dope.
It was, bro. It's what it
and
was.
And
that's why I'm like,
it wasn't like 80% influencers. You know what I mean? It wasn't 80% like fucking deathmatch wrestling influencers like gathered around like Japanese cameramen with their fucking phones.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
It was like Kings Road.
It was like Captain Dave.
It was TJ and Friends.
TJ and Friends.
TJ and Friends is the Oz of all y'all motherfuckers.
He's the Oz, dude.
Yeah, bro. TJ and Friends is the Oz of every bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, dude.
I do.
They had it all right in fucking front of them. They had it all right in front of them. Yo,
Sammy
I would buy
Sammy.
I would buy that CCW
Drake.
for $50,000 right now, dude. I would buy the Giancarlo Onita Once in a Lifetime, Joey Janela, Leo Rush Best of 7 series, Joe Gacy, MJF.
That's what, 2017,
Ford,
2018?
Larry Legend.
He's talking all the years. He's talking all the years to the pandemic.
Dude, I would fucking pay $50,000 for that CCW 100%, dude. Maxwell and MJF jump off the balcony. Maxwell breaks his arm. You know, for the CCW.
I wasn't the
title,
announcer, but I was there. I don't know what I was there for, but I was at that show.
It was awesome. Those were times. Sorry, I'm stoned.
No, it's great, bro.
So if everybody
I
wants
knew
to
the Blvd Bullies. I knew we were a thing when you interviewed DJ on the scaffold. I just like how, and I know you don't want to hear this, Pat.
Oh boy.
I know you don't want to hear this.
You're getting muted.
I knew Casanova Valentine's.
No, I'm just kidding. I just say muted when you say the word.
Okay, look. I knew when
Muted.
Zack Sabre and Sexy Chucky T. When Zack Sabre and Sexy Chucky T was wrestling in a bar, I'm like, oh, this is some shit right here. That when I saw that, that's when I was like, I want.
You know what? I would have bought that for $10,000 right there in that moment. Now,
that was wild to think that actually happened in a bar.
I could not believe
the same thing,
what
Larry.
I was seeing. I was like, yo, now,
It's the same thing,
bro.
Like you think
And they
about that
opened
time.
the show.
You think about that time.
They
dude?
were match one, yeah.
Yeah.
You think about what CZW was doing with GC, and at the same time what CV was doing with PK, and you know, and you think about that the moment in time. Like that's why I'm like that's why the bridges get burned and everybody could die slow because like yo we had it all right there, dude.
It was all
we had
so
it
easy.
all right there. The
it
jacket,
was all, yep.
dude.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
jacket. And you know what you did? You know what you did? We all
you
fucking
get cute.
like I over partied. My partying was too much. Some others' egos were too much. Other people were stupid. And like now, and then we had to endure fucking Danny and Brett running things. You know what I'm saying? For years and years because nobody could get their fucking shit together and just like chill and get on the same page, you know? And it makes me fucking
Well, I guess
sick.
at the heart of what we do, is confrontation. The heart of what we do is confrontation. So since the confrontations in the ring are cooperative, you kind of have to like cause static in like other parts of the biz to make it the biz. But I just want to give us a 10-minute warning. And also, I'm at 20%. So do we want to talk some mainstream shit or what?
I think I want to get into this. Maybe we should save it till next week. But I'm kind of also intrigued about why Chad Mins is now obsessed with Brian.
He's so mad.
What do you mean he's obsessed with Brian?
He
hates him. Yeah. I don't get a chance to look at a lot, but I just see them interacting and I see screenshots of it from other people. Other people send me screenshots and I don't know. I think they're like the same beast. I think they're the same coin. They're like the other opposite.
Fair.
You know what I mean? They're opposite sides of the same coin. Chad is a major supporter of whoever. A Danny, a Brett, Gins, a major supporter of who? A Rob Black. Who knows? Maybe he'll stretch his legs out to be a supporter of a Kyle Wilde or
but I mean, for all the heat that we give Brian on the show, like I don't think that Brian has any delusions of being anybody other than Brian.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they differ. You know what I mean? Like nobody.
Yeah,
you know
I'm not trying to.
Like I don't think Brian. I think Brian's having a really good time rather than chasing this feeling of importance, which many in the community do.
No, I think that Chad sees that his position of importance is threatened.
I really like for all the heat that Brian gets. Like I really do think that truly deep down in his soul, he's just having a great time, and it triggers everybody. So that's why I could never really stay mad at him. And you know, I'd rather give me that type of person.
Yeah,
but
squad,
1,000%, rather than somebody who like
Pat,
is motivated by a feeling of like importance, you know.
Yeah, but you know something, Pat, you got to go on the other side of the coin because just as important as he has acclaimed on his having a good time, there's people like me and Sean that got to pay for that.
Right, and that's how we got here with the unwarranted.
We got to pay for it. We got to pay for his good time.
It was a religious
you
attack.
Like that guy? Larry, you should get some new friends. I'm not buying any of Larry's 8x10s. Sean got people coming up to him at shows. Yo, what the fuck was that? You're fucking getting your notes together. Like, what the fuck was what?
Well, don't you see that? Don't you guys both see that this was a big conspiracy, a plot by me, because before you were getting spoken to like that about Brian, you were getting spoken to like that about me.
It's true.
So I just, wanted to make sure that somebody else was getting was the focal point of your flack, and then now I look like a normal guy.
Do you think that what's said to Brian is really intended to be said to Rob, and being that Rob doesn't answer, Rob doesn't like really conversate when it comes to these things, do you think it's just like I'll just say it to the guy closest to him?
I think that everybody who cares a lot about things like this are very special people. And I think that when you are a beautiful mind, you could not help yourself.
Well, when do you turn the light off? Well,
I will argue with you that the light has never been on.
Oh, touche, my friend. Touche.
I'm sorry, I don't even really mean that. You just set me up for that.
No, but it makes sense, and it's not like it doesn't sound like it's not right.
Yo, dude, there are people on Twitter who their hobby is telling celebrities how fucking ugly they look in photos or whatever. There are people on YouTube who want to talk about QAnon in their car. And there are people in Deathmatch Elite who want to fucking make Photoshop memes of each other and like obsess over arguing in that way. There are people who want to never shave or get a haircut and just do a podcast 3 nights a week and burn every bridge that they've. You know, we all have our fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think that Chad Mines' shit is Brian. I think just like a moth
Brian
to a flame, you know, any
everyone.
shiny object is just gonna distract, and now he's floating around Brian's light.
Well, Brian is quite prolific. Brian is always in the conversation. And this is what I mean about Chad kind of feeling a little bit threatened.
Well, and in his defense, in an organic way, just from freeballing, it.
He's doing what he's doing. But Chad's been doing what he's been doing for a while now.
Yeah, with a clenched butthole.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think he's just jealous of Brian's loose butthole.
I think he absolutely might be.
I
think he also is feeling some kind of way because he sees himself leaving Rob and sees Brian like kind of like.
So do you feel like he had plans? Like there was something.
I got this kid loves me.
So like in a way, like basically like there were plans set in stone and the stone was then demolished. And it's like this fucking idiot is now with the person I was supposed to be working with and had all these plans with, and screw him. Can't stand this guy.
Colton Ryder Holland, a longtime fan of Bad Take Bri, will offer a position that none of us are saying. Even Sean, who attacked Brian and took his bongos. Could you show the bongos one more time? Evil Sean.
Yep.
Colton Ryder Holland says Brian's stuff is offensive. He makes himself the target. And you know what, Colton? I won't disagree with you there, but I still think it's in like a free balling type of pure way that comes like, it's just his opinion. Yeah, I don't know. Why am I defending Bri? I'm sorry.
I mean, I think that we all are saying that we love it. With it comes.
Are you telling me? Wait a second.
Hold on. We all love it. We all love it, but with it comes the body. We all love it, but with it comes the body. Do you remember that episode? Do you remember that?
I remember
that zeal, that fucking chutzpah, but all of that shit that we fucking love. Along with that comes Tila Tequila getting batteries thrown in her.
The batteries. Back to the batteries.
Everyone is trying to say
it always comes back to the batteries. Yo, okay, I agree.
But
once again, I'm just playing devil's advocate because my man's getting married.
You want to get attacked?
And he's not here.
From behind because you're associated with a motherfucker that has this to say about all this political shit when we have a wrestling podcast? Because that's the position you put us in.
Okay, listen. All duly noted. I'm a practicing nihilist. So I'm just.
Oh, you care about a thing or two.
Theoretically, I'm just speaking.
You care about a thing or two.
Well, I care about not being fucking bothered. That's for sure.
I'll say this.
Okay, all right.
I'll piggyback off of what you just said, Pat. I don't just want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Just don't want to be bothered.
Like I said, I'll piggyback off of that, not wanting to
Life
be
is a bother.
I don't want the fucking Rain Men of wrestling coming for me. Let's just put it that way.
Let's put Rain Men.
That's what I said.
Rain Men, because there are a bunch of them.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of them.
Very,
Dude,
very
wild.
Special people.
I had, like you, Larry, someone screenshot something and send it to me, and it was in reference to Brian, and it was just very newspaper-ish article.
Oh.
And it was like, I'm a former meth user. And then continues on about Brian, and I stopped myself from reading it in that particular sentence. I am a former meth user. I'm like, why am I even fucking reading this right now? This is the person who has something to say about Brian. Brian can be freaking annoying. Clearly, I took his damn bongos. I had to teach him a damn lesson.
No, well,
but I mean,
that hasn't. I mean, Judge ruled that you were in the wrong and that you are to apologize. So let's not get off the rails here.
Listen, Pat, we'll cross that bridge when we have to cross it. Until then, we're traveling to it. And I'll just say this. Everybody has a lot to say, but not a lot of people do actually things that contribute to actually things being positive. So if there's something positive you want in the world or you want to see, go out there and do it yourself.
Fuck are you talking about?
That's it.
The more you know.
The more you know.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Larry,
we are in the 8.5-minute warning now. You prematurely ejaculated your 10.
We started like 10 minutes late, though. I'm sorry.
We owe the fans.
We owe them at least 10 more minutes.
I'm 20%. I'm calling it. I'm 20%.
Well, when you die, me and Sean will carry on the legacy, both on this stream and
you motherfucking
in physical
better.
life.
And you better fucking do my intro every episode.
Wayward son.
Yo. R.I.P. Dirty Money. R.I.P. Dirty Money.
MCW.
Longtime pro wrestler from the DMV area.
Yes, sir.
I recently shouted out another pro wrestler, Brandon, Boom, Harden, Dick Dynamo. Passed away tragically on May 6th. And then like almost a month to the date, another member of the MCW DMV wrestling family, just tragically passed away. So
rest in peace, man. So sorry for the loss.
I just want to say to y'all, in light of just passing the day that we lost Danny Havoc all those years ago, one of the realest parts of this fraternity that y'all kind of are a part of as well is like when these young guys pass away, bro. Like we are in an industry where a lot of like young people go suddenly. Then it's kind of like the price you pay. You just know there's gonna be a Bray, there's gonna be a Boom, there's gonna be a Dick Dirty Money, there's gonna be a Danny Havoc.
Well, you went to within this month, you went to Dick Dynamo's funeral.
I was there, and also, at the beginning of the Best 20, Dick was a CZW worker and an MCW worker, and just kind of carving his thing out. They started Best 20 in Baltimore with a 10-bell salute to him, an obligatory 10-bell salute. And I feel like at the memorial, a lot of the guys just kept saying it just doesn't even feel real. And then, right off of the heels of that, Dirty Money. So to the family of Jermaine, who I got to announce a handful of times, just like I got to announce Dick a handful of times, my condolences. And it sucks, y'all. Y'all don't understand the reality behind a lot of this fucking show. And one of it is how many people pass away young. Wrestling is not a old person's industry. A lot of people go young.
Urka brings up a good point. Sometimes it feels like wrestling has more loss than other walks of life, more early tragic loss. And Larry, you brought it up on the flagship show. By the way, Thursday nights now featuring Larry Legend, the flagship show, the flagship program on this channel.
I'm a guess.
The Owen Hart thing just passed too. It's 25th year or whatever. And I actually just over the last 2 days listened to Conrad and JR, which I don't listen to as much as I used to. But they walked through Over the Edge 99 and they talked about some of that shit. And oh my God, Conrad was so well researched.
Look, y'all. Look.
Oh.
But continue, Conrad.
No, now I want to talk about these kitties. Larry, talk about these kitties.
I just wanted to grab it and put it on for the first time ever. It doesn't want to be up here.
Larry is
I was graduating May 23rd. I was graduating May 23rd, 1999, when the tragedy happened. And my best friend Craig called me and was like, "Did you hear what happened with Owen Hart?" I was like, "He won the Intercontinental Champion." And he was like, "No, he died." And I was like, "What?" Like literally, I did the Jerry Lawler what on May 23rd, 1999, after graduating from high school, getting my diploma, going out to dinner with my family, and calling my best friend, or my best friend calling me to like fill me in on what had happened on the pay-per-view. But yeah, I think it's disgusting that they did stuff with Darby. Did we bring this up? I don't even know what show I'm on anymore. But I think it's kind of like, not disgusting, but just kind of like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, haha, that they had Martha Hart out to say what she said about the foundation, and then doing all these crazy stunts where people are lit on fire and hung upside down. And I think Cornette and the great Brian Last brought this up as well. They were like, how are you having Martha Hart on there to talk about the 25th anniversary of her passing of her husband when he was doing something that had nothing to do with the wrestling, what he was trained to do, a stunt, lower him down so he can trip. You know, Brett always talks about that. The whole deal was so he could be lowered down and then fall over himself. And everybody goes, ah, ha, 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 ha.
Well, this Conrad thing went in depth onto all the thoughts of all the opinions of this whole angle leading up to it, and all. Yeah, it was like in depth. It was, and like JR talks about like his point of view from like sitting there ringside. I mean, it's a brutal listen, but it is fucking harrowing. And
I don't want to listen.
I highly recommend it. It's a piece of
well,
history.
if you recommend it,
highly recommend it. You know, it's not easy, but it's a piece of history.
Yeah. How old were y'all? How old were y'all when I'm at 10%? But how old were y'all when 14 passed? How
old?
14.
8 and 14. So I was 18.
Yeah, I was a kid. I was watching it live on pay-per-view, and screen went black, and then it went to the crowd, and it was just a pan of the crowd, and then JR's just a voiceover of what had happened. And we have the EMTs working on them right now, and
he said we got a big problem out here right now.
Yeah,
we got a big problem out here
on
right
the
now.
pod.
Folks,
Conrad like reads all the quotes, like the exact quotes of what JR said back to JR. And then asks him, like, yo, where was your mind at in this moment? And it's just fucking highly fascinating. I mean, it's a brutal listen. And like, they go into, like, what his body did when he fell. You know, like, it's, like, every fucking detail. But I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, you heard he yelled.
It sickened me. Yeah, and he yelled, get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Because he was trying to save Mike Cordero or whatever.
Trying to save someone else's life.
He was trying to save the ref.
So powerful that the last thing that man did was try to save someone else's life when he knew he was probably about to die.
Yeah. Yo, it's you know, like I said, it's a tough listen, but I did it for like the honor of him and because I wanted to, because yo, Conrad had the same fucking vibe. Like he's like, yo, if we're gonna do this, it's like the 25th anniversary. I'm going to read every single interview. I'm going to read every single thing, and I'm going to come correct, and I'm going to do, like he did a great show. He did some, like, Larry King shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did some, like, Pulitzer Prize-winning, like, fucking walkthrough. Heart of Gold. Yo, that DVD is fucking awesome, dude, where they're telling all the stories about him and, like, the DVD extras of all, like, his, like, pranks and jokes. Oh, my God, dude. That is one of my favorite DVDs.
He was a big ribber, but he wasn't a mean ribber like Fuji or Dynamite Kid. Fuji and Dynamite Kid were mean.
Right. He wouldn't shit in your bag. He would send you like 10 pizzas. Or whatever the fuck, you know. Yeah, but yo, if anybody has a chance to watch Heart of Gold, that shit is awesome. And everybody should listen to this pod too, because it was it's an important part.
Give someone laxatives and then put cellophane over the toilet underneath the fucking thing so that when they think they're sitting there to shit through the toilet, they actually sit on the cellophane and it just starts running all down their legs and into their pants.
Yo, and before we close the show out, I want to say that the top comment is probably Urka because, you know, we got a little heavy and existential in the end here. But she goes, yo, that's why we should love and hate the fuck out of each other while we still can. And I couldn't have said it better myself. Unless you are an enemy of the Blvd Bullies, in which case, when you eat food we hope you taste nothing. And I hope that all your dreams are never accomplished and you end up in a dark corner somewhere having died slow. Until next time, we're out of time. Bye-bye.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard. Boulevard.